Welcome back, everybody. This is Mog once more here on Mog's Cast, playing some more Kerbal Space Program with you guys today. And as you can see, the rover we brought up didn't exactly end up docking the way we wanted it to, we'll say. So I tried to use its rockets to kind of propel it up to the docking ring above it. It was off balance, and it rotated and twisted and flipped itself over underneath, and I ended up breaking a couple of the solar panels on this little base here. And as you can see, I continued to break some more, trying to use my RCS boosters to flip this thing over. And I got some good rotations out of it, but I think that was probably the closest. If I was outside of this structure, I may have actually been able to pop that up, and I may actually be able to recover this some other ways. But it's going to take some work. And that's kind of what our mission today is going to involve, and unfortunately, that was the big spill that our dude took there. The first one that he was able to actually walk away from. This next one, though, that happened a little further away, didn't end up working out so great for our Kerbal. I forgot his name, unfortunately, and I kind of feel bad now, but you're about to see what happens here. I tried to flip it over using those lower rockets, and I almost hit our base, and what it ended up doing is just rotating around, landing himself straight on his head there, pretty much, and it breaks him out sooner or later, I think, or maybe he does get stuck, and he pops out when I try to eject him from the seat. But then Geo, whatever the heck his name was, Geo Fridrin, I can't really read it with my preview window here, he's alive. You can see him smiling there, and he gets up, but I can't move him. Like, he's just stuck, like he's a dead character. He gets up right there, but that's all I can do with him. So we're going to launch up another ship here. You can see that I just swapped the control point. Oh, sorry. Loud launch there. Swapped the control point to the very tip of the rocket where we have one of our probe bodies sitting on top of it to control from a forward point. You see we have pilots because you will notice here in a little bit what our actual rocket has on it. It's kind of hard to see in this launch setting, and I cut out a lot of the launch because you guys know how this works. I've done 2 full seasons, 3 seasons, haven't I? Is this season 4? This is season 3? I think it's season 3. Either way, I've done so many Kerbal Space Program videos. You guys have seen my rocket launches. You know that I can achieve a launch. And as you can see, that top of the rocket looks a little funny there. This is the Keiko rover, our new and improved MUN rover that we've designed using some of the Mark III fuselage body parts. So it's got onboard fuel. It has supplemental fuel tanks on it as well, and as you can see, we're coming into the MUN here, getting ready to go. We're going to be trying to land this thing at pretty much the exact same location as the previous rover, as to lend support and provide another vessel here, another rover that we can actually use, as opposed to the one that I was able to get one run out of and then wreck because I didn't know how to build them properly. I didn't realize that the seat wouldn't provide a storage for rock samples like a normal capsule would. So that'll be an improvement on this one. We can actually use it to store modules and go on longer rover trips to collect more rock samples for science to bring back, so that'll be a huge plus. We're making a couple of short burns here. You can notice us bringing down our trajectory so that we can kind of pinpoint to that landing site there that you can see below us. Just above the nav ball there, you'll see the targeted green reticle, and you'll see that we're almost out of fuel, and we're about to separate from this lower enormous tank. We're just going to be resettling and having it kind of push us a little closer to our falling trajectory on the dot. And there that one goes, another separation, a little loud with those separatrons, but that's okay, whatever. It's detaching, it's going to keep falling, it's going to land probably pretty close to the base, but it isn't going to strike the base from where it is. Now we have a small reserve tank there with a couple of radial engines. It's going to definitely serve its purpose of helping us slow down and actually land this thing. It's much more maneuverable without that huge tank hanging off the bottom of us. So, a nice boost there. We're under 1,000 meters. We're under 500 meters away from the surface. You can tell from the distance to the actual targeted vessel of 330-ish meters and dropping. Now, we're going to have a few more pulses on the engines here pretty quick, right here. Kind of fluttering our speed down. You can watch our shadow there. We are getting very, very close and within sight range and within physics distance of the 2 other vessels here, within 100 meters or so. I don't remember what the exact amount of distance is for physics decay, and I think it's 2,000 meters. and coming in for a nice soft landing. Now at this point I realized I didn't have any landing legs, and I was like, oh shit, we gotta land right on the tank. I hope this works out. So I brought it in real nice and slow and just patted it right down on there, and it landed just fine. So we're going to go ahead and separate from the lower section, and as you can see our engines on the Keiko rover actually firing here, lifting us off from the descent module. Now you do still see the probe body up top there with the 4 protrusions that were used to kind of stabilize with struts. They were attached to that and kind of made it stable above and beyond just where it's connected with the docking ports. And nice down for a clean landing there. We're going to pop off of this top module, and there it goes, flying away. Let's switch back down, and notice it smacked back down right on top. But thankfully it bounced off and didn't do any damage to the vessel, to the rover itself. So we're going to try a few things here and see if we can maybe rescue this other rover and other Kerbal. But unfortunately, this Kerbal, I think, is pretty well stuck. We're going to pop out a few of our solar panels here, just to make sure that we don't run low on our energy, but we're doing pretty good. We've popped on all our lights, and pretty much ready to use this thing. It's pretty darn stable and works very well on the surface of the Mun. It's, of course, a little floaty, but that's to be said with pretty much any vessel because of the low gravity here on any moon, not just the Mun. But we pop back over here to Geofridrin or whatever. I can't really read it. I know it starts with a G and has an F there in the center, I think. But I can't read it in this wigged out preview window. Anyway, you can see he's alive. He has fuel. He's moving, but I cannot move him. My WASD keys just didn't do the trick. So we're going to take out a little our pilot and see if we can nudge him into working with a nice little... It's not doing the trick, and I tried to jump against him, maybe knock him over, see if that might do the trick, but it doesn't do anything, so we're going to head back. One last glimpse at our fallen companion, who we're going to have to just basically chalk up to a bug, I guess, at this point. He's going to get phased out, so we're heading back in. Popping back into the rover if I can make it in. Come on, Steps, are you going to actually work this time? Come on, we can get on there. We can do this. I believe in us. I built this thing, and it'll work. It'll work, damn it. Come on, almost. Come on, yes! Back onto our ship, and we're gonna go ahead and start using this guy again. Now, at this point, I know that kind of the Kerbal himself might be out of luck, but I have some other thoughts on maybe something that might work. I'm wondering if maybe he's still bugged out, maybe the game thinks he's still in his seat after being knocked free or something. I really don't know. That was an accident, launching my rockets right there, so use them a little bit, kind of bring ourselves back down and nice and easy. But yeah, so I'm going to try something. I'm going to try to knock the rover closer to him, knock him closer to the rover seat, see if possibly he can use the proximity to reboard the vessel and possibly kind of, you know, jumpstart him at that point. His script and his ability to move, whatever it is that's locking him out from being able to actually take input. And I'm also going to be trying to flip the rover back over to see if possibly that could work. Now, I'm just testing right now the ability to actually park this thing in its designated location, and it is also at this point that I realize the docking node on the bottom of this is a docking clamp junior, as opposed to what we have on the top of the Keiko, which is a standard docking clamp. So they do not fit together, unfortunately. So whatever, we'll pop into first-person views here and see if we can bump this little rover a little bit. Now, I did first-person just because I was kind of curious, and I really do like piloting from this view. If I'm not doing anything too serious, and I'm not really trying to keep somebody alive, and, you know, I really do like piloting it. But you can see here we're kind of pushing things around, seeing if we can get this bump into something, maybe flip it back over, catch a wheel on something, and have it spiral back to its feet. Unfortunately, it wasn't built very well, so its mass is pretty high above its resting position with the wheels, which is the same issue with the Keiko, but the Keiko has a lot more stability with its weight and how it's built. So it works pretty well. It's pretty well optimized. We're going to try this a few more times, but I don't think we're going to have too much luck flipping this over. We get very close, but it's just not close enough, and we pretty much have to just chalk it up, call that debris, and call it lost revenue, lost budget, K-bucks, whatever you want to call them. I don't know. Call them what you will, but whatever they are, we're not going to get them back. So unfortunately at this point, we're going to go ahead and park the Keiko rover and call it good. We're going to be bringing down some more modules to this place and actually making it into a proper Mun base, I should say. But thank you guys so much for watching this episode. There's going to be more Kerbal Space Program on the horizon, so stay tuned for that if you've been enjoying these ones. And until next time, guys, you enjoy the rest of the week. I think we got one more video. Nope, actually this is going to be Friday's video, but until next time, guys, cheers!